location. We're doing for the prep for the pairings we're going to be doing here in a little bit. Then at 9 o'clock Pacific, which is like actually a long time from now, we're going to do this game. We're going to do these fives game. So right now we're all seeing these lists for the first time, and we're going to talk about them, and then you'll hear how we prepare for it. We're not going to talk to you. We're going to talk to each other. It's documentary style. So thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride. It's 40k. It's 40kstats.com/charity hammer teams.
Just let me know if there's any errors. Because yeah, I just copied and pasted stuff. So
Cool.
it's possible I Control C, Control V the wrong thing. Michael's I had to retype because it was in Discord, and it's possible that I retyped it incorrectly. So just be like, that's not what it's supposed to have.
Yep. And to confirm, we're doing mission 11 battle line or retrieval.
Yes.
Okay. So we know it's gonna be a hammer and anvil, hold one.
Okay.
With 6 objectives, 3 in each half. So
I didn't know if
pretty
they all had
easy to
raised
score
sources
primaries.
because you hadn't written
All
it
right. So
down,
Alex did the Barbies. That actually is really nice.
Is it 4 and 2?
Oh, I wrecked
It's
that.
2 and 4, but I just don't put anything because
Okay,
you're not going to
cool.
take the free weapon.
So, okay. So everyone got lists open.
Yep.
All right. So
Nick's sister's list is just your list, only worse.
yeah. Well, that's what I was expecting because he doesn't have a vault.
He
Let's
doesn't have
go
a ball, and he's got the Psychosense in more than one unit. So
Yeah, so let's just do a quick skim through them all so we kind of understand the concept, and then we'll dive into each one. And I've got a matrix that I'll fill out with how we're all filling. Okay. Yeah, Breed. Chuck is filling in for Rich Kilton, who is still traveling.
Yeah.
So Rich Kilton will be playing the orcs, but Chuck is here as our distraction git, just to teach us how to orc.
yeah.
So yeah, he went heavier on the shooting. He still has his little Formed Emperor patrol. He has a Sanctus with Bio Dagger. That's adorable.
We're going over
He's
Alex's list.
yeah. I'm just looking at real quick. Swarmlord, 2 small Genestealers, the Barbies.
Just saying it's quiet. Oh, you got it. Okay. Well, I just if my phone gets
Yeah.
message while I'm looking at it, I'm gonna be helpful.
I don't know what sub-faction this is.
For which one?
All of Alex. I assume that he's
He has to be Jorah, right?
he doesn't have to, but he probably should be. But I won't make him. He doesn't have a Warlord trait, which makes me think he's not Jormungandr, because then he would take the Ignore Cover one.
It's Aura.
It's an Aura of Ignore Cover, but it's Jormungandr only, and it's a Warlord trait, and he doesn't have a Warlord trait on his Warlord because he gave it up for an adaptation.
Okay.
So I am assuming he's not Jormungandr.
Does he have the psychic power? No, he's just one more. No
He doesn't have any psychic powers, period.
Oh, okay.
So I assume he's probably Kronos, and the Neurathro probably knows.
Psychic Scream Catalyst on the Hive Terran.
Yeah, the Hive Terran has spells, but the Swarmlord doesn't. That's okay. So we'll
Neither does the Nerf.
we'll get clarification on that, and then he's got the what I assume is a Formed Emperor Patrol.
Hey Peter, will you go find out what Hive Fleet Alex is?
Okay. Alright, scrolling through it real quick. Chester's on Drakari, which looks pretty standard. He
This
has
is normal list.
1 Succubus, 10 Witch, 10 Witch, 5
20
Mandrakes, 5
Hellions.
Mandrakes, 20 Hellions. So he's got the Hellions, which are legit. We probably don't want to pair that into the Necron specifically because he has the out of phase mortals.
Okay, that makes sense.
Not that anyone wants Dark Eldar, except for maybe Colin. We're gonna
Well,
try.
it's Brad Chester, so we got a 50% chance that I
Go
think
get it.
that yeah. So
The nice part is that you score well going second, so if nothing else, if we can blunt Brad into a close game or flip it into a high win,
That's
we've
fine.
got decent options.
yeah.
We know your Ultramarine list. We know my sister's list. I'm just
Do
scrolling
you?
through here. So Mark on Orcs. Chuck, I'm gonna have questions about this.
Yep.
So he has a Mega Boss that in Crush armor, which I'm guessing is the relic that gives him like a 1-up armor for Pinville. He's
Yes.
Death Skulls, if that
And
matters.
a Mortal Wound on charge.
Okay, Cunning but Brutal.
It's competitive edge.
Is that competitive edge?
Uh-huh.
Okay. He has 4
No, wait, sorry, it says Cunning but Brutal.
Cunning but Brutal.
That is Strike First.
So he strikes first. Okay, that's an interesting choice. So he has 4 Mega Knobs that are Truck Boys, 5 Storm Boy, 5 Storm Boy, 5 Storm Boy, and a truck.
So that's all also Death Skull, so all of those hoodies are Omnic.
Okay.
So Jormungandr number 1, Kronos,
No, they're
then
still-
Formed Emperor.
They're truck
Oh, they're
boys.
Truck Boys, yeah.
Yeah.
Good catch.
So they are Truck Boys. Then he has a Blood Axe Outrider with another truck boss,
Yep.
and he's a Mega Boss who's brutal but cunning.
Love that.
So he's competitive edge. So 2 Mega Bosses. One is fight first. The other one is
Did not have need everything.
no. Snickrot, 10 Commandos. I assume, yes, Squig Buggy. So 3 Rocket Trucks, Def Coptas. So I feel like this is fairly standard, just very heavy on MSU.
Yeah.
It's very MSU, 3 Squig Buggies. He does have the 1 Mega Knob unit in the trucks. That's going to be a hard-hitting punch. It looks like he didn't upgrade the Mega Knobs at all, so they don't have the kill saws.
Yeah, they just have.
So they just have a power claw and a shooter. Yeah.
The front unit has truck boys, and they're actual boys, so OPSEC.
Yeah.
It's a really, whoever's playing them, just watch out for them. It's
And then the Mega Knobs are Def Skulls, so they're OBSEC too, right?
No, they're truck boys, so they're
Oh, they lose that. Okay, cool.
That Dino boss is gonna be real tanky.
Yeah, so that
Yeah, of
Mega
course.
Boss, who's a truck boss, it changes your actual culture, so he's gonna get +1 to hit to the Mega Knobs. So if you combine the 2 of those together, you
He can still hit
kill
on
really hard
3s,
targets.
yeah.
So like, if you're a bunch of Dreadnoughts together, just make sure it doesn't get you.
Okay. They're only damage 2 in combat, right?
The claws, yeah.
Yeah, that'll
Well,
help.
he can
But...
up him to 3.
Oh, it's right. He has the strat. Good to know. Good to
And
know.
who's that?
That's Mark's Orcs.
Which
The Mega Knobs.
Mega Knobs.
That's what
Truck,
you
just watch out for truck boys. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Michael Tempe Necrons. Mitch's Dark Angels. Real quick, it's double Talmaster, Apothecary, Champion. 1 attack bike, 1 attack bike, 3 bikes, 3 bikes, 3 bikes, and then Azrael, Ezekiel, an Ancient with -1 damage. 1-2 command squads, a 10-man brick. So a couple of bikes. Talmasters are all his shooting really. He doesn't have much range damage output aside from that. So
He's just gonna try to play someone close.
yeah, he's probably gonna, because on retrieval he's gonna have the far back objective to camp on, and he can get a 10 on primary super easy.
I can like demolish this list.
Me too, actually.
I-
Well,
I'm
mine
also
is,
good at
for me it
balanced.
depends
Yeah.
on terrain.
Yeah,
If I can't see him, then that's a problem.
we need to so his plan is gonna be that Nick's gonna use Mitch to just try to take out one of what he perceives as a higher scoring list of ours and turn it into a 90-80 is what he's gonna try to do.
I can stop that Dark Angels list from scoring.
Okay, because like what we need to do is we need to apply a lot of pressure quickly. So I actually don't want this. I cannot lose this game. I cannot beat him by more than like 20.
I can like if this goes well, 130 him.
Okay, good to
Yeah.
know. So what we
Yeah,
may want to, yeah.
How do you 130 someone?
Yeah. Like
Just-
100, 230 or like 130.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought you were scoring 130 points,
Yeah,
and
I take his points from the next game.
I was
actually.
really, I thought there was something I didn't know about.
Yeah.
That's just how Dark Eldar do it. You didn't read that part? Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
prey actually scores 30.
Yeah, they
Right.
drop
Her the
below
points.
70%.
Yeah, her the
This
points.
matchup is bad for Rich. He
Yeah.
does not have, at least what I can tell, he does not have passive points.
Okay.
So he'll end up losing by a bunch because he can't interact with this.
Who?
For
Wouldn't be able
Rich,
to
yeah.
interact with Mitch's lister.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know. And then yeah, so realistically, so for the Dark Angels, alright, we'll go through the pairings in a moment, but
Yeah.
good to keep that in mind. I just want to kind of get a quick update on all of them before we move in.
Nick's list?
Nick's sisters, he has a Canoness, fool. He has Rapturous Blows,
There are only two
Gemini, 5 Mace, 2 Crusader, Dogmata,
Where's the rest of his list?
9 Repentia.
I promise that this is not all of his list.
It is
It's
not.
not.
Here, let me grab it.
Yeah,
I happen to have it.
you happen to have it?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I bought it. So you
Okay.
had to tell me what it was.
Good. Yes,
that?
please let us know what the
we
rest
can
of
come
this
back
is.
to Nick. What's the, oh, that's it.
That was the last one. I'm going to read through Kilton's Orcs real quick just because I don't fully understand it and I want to understand it better.
Yeah.
1,
Oh,
2,
he's got
3.
tens of Beast Nega.
He has okay, so strength 5 on those, and he is
Should be a
Evil
3.
Sons.
You went wide.
It's the
Oh.
third one.
Commando,
amazing.
Commando,
It looks great.
Ruckas, Rocket trucks.
I just love concerned Alex's.
Big Mech Warboss Gretchen, Commandos.
Well, you
He
guys
has
are
a
driving
lot of
somewhere,
rocket trucks,
and
doesn't
you
he?
don't even have a
3?
mining laser. Like,
3.
what's
Oh, is it only 3?
Individuals for better
No, no,
than-
he has 4.
He has 4.
Oh, there's 4 from there.
Still
The
pretty
fourth-
good.
The one with the good buff is Death Skulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Okay.
he has 5 because there's another one in that detachment as well.
Cool.
No wait, no, there's not.
I think it's just 4. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a
Still
4-9
still
thing.
pretty good. Okay.
Oh, you emailed me that list.
If someone's real MSU, it looks like Rich
I think
is
it's
really
here.
into it.
Yeah, I did email it to you.
Yeah.
Can you see the thing? I don't know for permission.
If we need to, I can walk over to Nick and ask
No,
him to
I-
text it to me.
I got it.
Okay, you got it. All right.
Oh, he says he emailed it to me. Well, all right. Oh, I might have sent it to you from Best in Faction or something. Could be an email address situation.
Really, I'm just curious how many rhinos Nick has in his list. I'm guessing he has 3? Okay.
Okay. Oh, what we're missing from that list is a whole bunch of Battle Sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a brigade.
God, he loves that.
And then
He does.
a bunch of Dominion, Zephyrins, Retributors.
bad. It's so
I-
bad.
And then 3
I actually
rhinos.
actively dislike what he's got. So
I
I'm
hate his
interested
list.
to see how it's gonna go.
I think it's garbage. I think it's complete garbage. But that's alright. Nick and I disagree on Sisters a lot. And you know what? It's still Nick, so he'll do fine. So do we have the list in total?
Yeah.
Would you mind putting that in chat or just reading out loud one of the others?
Okay. Sure. Bloody Rose, Canoness, Celestine, and 2 Gemini,
Mhm.
Palatine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of 5 sisters.
Are they all 55 points?
Yes.
Okay.
2 units of 5 Sacrosancts,
Mhm.
70 points each. 2 units of Crusaders. A Dogmata with a bunch of things on them.
Okay.
Preacher.
Okay.
9 Repentia. 2 Dominion squads that are 5 people.
Okay. Storm bolters in each.
Yep, each
Okay.
one.
3 of them, I believe.
No, there's only 2.
Okay.
Then a unit of Seraphim with hand flamers.
Okay.
A unit of Zephyrin with power swords. Retributor unit with 2 heavy flamers, 2 meltas. And again.
Okay.
And again.
Cool.
And 3 rhinos.
He copied my loadout without knowing why.
Nick's list is long on the thing.
Is it?
It's only like half the list.
It's like.
But I happen to have it in my email, so I.
Okay, are you sure that's the right one? Because he sent me 2 lists.
Yeah, he sent this list to borrow from
Oh.
me for this event. So
Okay.
it better be.
Yeah, it's
He
not.
sent me 2 lists, and so
That's
I
what he's playing
pasted
now.
The
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
list into the thing.
Okay.
So he said that
This
was
is
the
the one
correct-
that he said that he sent you at 7:18 p.m. on July 27th.
Yeah.
It says edited sisters list for teams slightly
Yeah.
different.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Mark's list, he also typed it down wrong. The Squigosaur boss is a blood axe.
Okay.
So if that.
Did we find out what
that's
High Fleet Alex is?
Jormungandr,
Jormungandr for
Chronos,
the
and
hero
Forearms.
drills, Chronos for everything
Okay.
else.
Okay.
Everything
So his
about it.
warlord is
That's
Chronos,
what
so
we
he
thought.
won't have the ignore cover, so it's only AP2 shooting. That actually makes me feel a little bit better about playing Alex, honestly. That's not nearly as bad as it could have been. So I'm
Okay,
good.
let's follow the matrix.
Alright, so let's start from the top.
I'm just gonna say really quick. We're filling out a matrix of what we
Mhm.
expect will happen if each of us has to play each of them.
Yeah.
So that we can identify where the weaknesses are in pairings and where the strengths are in pairings.
Yep.
Please.
So let's start off with Nick, just because we just went over his list and we don't have it where we can all read, so while it's fresh.
Based on what I saw yesterday, I wrecked that.
You definitely can. He doesn't have as efficient shooting as me, because he doesn't do the same mortal output, and he doesn't have the extended range on the heavy flamers. He also has much worse Miracle Dice generation than I do. He has more MSU. He's really going to be good at staying on his side of the board and just getting his 10s on primary. He's not good at coming to get you, but he has enough obsec that we need to be able to aggressively go and knock him off things. I think that you actually have a pretty good matchup into that. How good are you at screening out and like stopping him from like reserving shit and getting into you?
Not great.
Okay. That is exactly what I want to hear, because I don't
Yeah.
want to find out
Yeah,
later.
honesty
Honesty
not
is
bravado.
100% okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, losing is very okay in this, by the way. I do not care who wins or loses their games. So
Yeah.
honesty and knowing a 5-man game plan is all I need.
I'm way more comfortable as like when people have lists that are like, I don't die, and I stand over here. I'm really good at being like, nah.
Okay.
You do die.
'Cause,
Lists
like-
that are gonna do like weird janky stuff and like backdoor me, I'm way less comfortable with.
Because his army is not very fast, and
Right.
Nick likes to play conservatively. So he's going to be very good at sitting on his side, getting good but not amazing secondaries, because he doesn't have a good to the last. His to the last are garbage because he didn't take fall. Because his to the last are retributors. So
Gotcha.
he's going to be good at sitting on his side of the board, getting 10s on primary. He's going to try to miss out occasionally, but sisters are a little slower than he's used to.
Right.
So I don't think he's going to do a great job of pushing into the other person's side of the board early game. Late game, he might trundle up enough rhinos, but he doesn't like coming out early. So I think what we need to do is either put what we perceive as a weaker player into Nick and call that a very close game,
Right.
and call that good, or we need someone very aggressive who can constantly raid his objectives while keeping him from getting it back.
Oh, I can do that part. I'm just saying like the
Yeah.
like.
Well, your talent is more about being aggressive and crippling them than it is about playing a
Right.
close game on
He
one.
doesn't
Yeah.
have. He
Okay.
doesn't
I'm
have.
much better at
Articulate that, okay?
Yep,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
100%
Okay.
correct.
Nick does not have any like really good units for coming out and hitting you, because he doesn't have rerolls on Celestine,
Right.
which is massive. It like it almost halves her damage output because she just loses all the free mortals.
Well, especially into Jakar, where you're like
So,
lightning fast.
I will
yeah.
say that if he plays KG,
Mhm.
like you say he's going to,
Yep.
in spite of me not having much of a way of screening out Seraphim, how many Seraphim squads he has? 2?
He had one squad of Seraphim, one squad of Zephyrim, both 5 mana, and then he has
Those
one
are his
Rapuncha.
only out of phase mortals, right?
The only out of phase damage
Seraphims?
he can do is the Seraphim deep striking and shooting.
And the range is 12,
12.
inches, right?
Yeah.
I can screen that out on my Satans.
Okay.
He does not want many turns of Sky of Falling Stars on his little 5-mans.
No, he does
not.
That will ruin his life.
Yep, he has 3
I-
rhinos, but he will try to play the distance game even harder
But I
and get his
have the
points.
Gauss Destructors. I
Yeah, those
blow up
things hurt.
Rhinos, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause a failed save is just three damage. It's brutal.
It's awful.
Okay.
I actually think that any of us will be a close game with Nick.
I think his list is designed to be a close game no matter
And
what.
I think
Which,
he's,
honestly-
he's better than everybody but you on the team, so we need to keep that in mind. Like, this
Yep.
is a player skill thing.
It is.
Alright.
So I think
I-
Rich into him is a close game that we just write off.
I think that Rich into him is Rich can play that well. I don't know Rich's play skill.
I don't know Rich as a player, unfortunately. I still haven't met Rich. So I was hoping I
He's a
could.
very good player. He's very
He's
confident,
very good.
I think Rich's
but I've never
list.
played him.
Yes.
He's a very nice guy. He's a very good player.
Rich's
I have
list is
him.
good because it's MSU, has decent amount of obsec, which means it can both defend his objectives and go out there, and it also has enough indirect
Yeah.
that I feel pretty
It forced
decent.
Nick out
Well,
of his,
it's
his
also got that
comfort zone.
desktop.
John, why don't we
Start
go
right
back to Nick because he's the hardest person on the Matrix for everybody.
Right.
Like, just because it's Nick. Like, I think that, like, the Dark Angels, I think the Dark Angels, the others we have really good, so.
Okay, so
that's just
let's
my
we'll,
thought.
we'll think on because how much time do we have before we have to do a pairing?
20 to 30 minutes.
Okay, cool. So, all right, so let's we'll pause on Nick for a little bit. Start with Mitch. He has a couple bike squads. They didn't have any upgrades. He has 2 attack bikes. They're just heavy
I'm
bolters.
fine going into that.
He's
Yeah.
got the durability of the Dark Angels list before it was nerfed, but he doesn't have the offensive output because
No.
he doesn't have as many attack bikes.
No, he has 2 heavy bolter attack bikes. Those are just for like a little bit of mission play. He's gonna corner up and get 10s on primary and get a strong fucking
I
secondary.
think the
Yeah.
closest to that game is if I play him is 16 to 4. In like the 20
And
odd
like, yeah,
system.
yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this as mid for me. I don't want to play this just because I think that it's going to be a grindy game that I don't win by a ton,
Right.
and I really need it. I want to get better than that,
Yeah.
and I think most of us can do well into this.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
any one of us can make this a close game because this is all this is designed for.
I don't know if Rich can.
All right,
Rich
not
might
Rich.
have
I
trouble
do
with
not
that,
believe he
yeah.
has the
All right.
passive play.
So let's.
So Rich will put bad.
Rich is no.
Okay.
Colin, you can definitely shoot this, but honestly, if he has storm shields in cover, it's literally like you're gonna kill good stuff, but he's still gonna get his points. I think, because
My experience with that matchup has been that if I
Right.
seal both the Terminators, they just die anyways.
they
just
will.
don't care.
Absolutely, they will. It's just a question of in time.
Yeah.
So I think you two are the best we can put into Mitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think either of us is fine, but I would rather get one of them.
Well, you
and
also
then
want me to get a big score against somebody,
do.
and that's not going to be Mitch.
I think,
Yeah, I agree. So these two are our priority. We'll try to keep Rich off of that. The buggies are just not efficient into this. Because if he plants Terminators in cover, they get 2-up saves. They're -1 day. Like
Damage, yeah,
he will
it's
never
not
kill the
happening.
Terminators. And he can't kill the Terminators. Mitch will get 70 points minimum,
Right.
Yep.
and like that's what we don't want to happen.
Okay.
So
Yeah, this is very much a mission where they can
Yep.
take like to the last retrieval and stubborn
And-
defiance and just stare at you.
or minimize losses. Like
Yeah.
he can just park.
He can
Yeah.
also just go. He can turn the gas on and just go right into Mitch's list.
Yep.
He doesn't care if he goes in combat with him. So.
Yep. So Michael's a yes. Anthony's a yes. John and Colin are okay, but again, I'm gonna try to avoid it. Rich is a no. Okay.
Okay.
Mark's orc list.
I think I obliterated.
I agree. I think you.
Yeah.
I think you stomp
I
at
think
7
it's
days to
not even
Sunday.
a game.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Literally just if you go second, make sure that you don't let him truck boy some stupid Mega bosses into you. I still don't think that kills you, but nothing else
Well,
can.
Well, as long
Why
as
would
I'm,
you
as long as I'm
damage
not
those?
near a wall, I can
Yeah.
also just Overwatch the bank. Those make enough.
Yeah.
Yes,
almost-
'cause you can
almost
seal
let him do it
both
and be
them.
done with it.
What's that?
Like letting him do it and being done with it.
Yeah, you can seal both it and just be like,
You punch enough to
Yeah.
like screw up his list.
because the truck won't go in and do anything.
Most of the orc stuff is
I didn't mean to so much.
So
Yeah.
it's a lot of just like, okay.
He
Yeah.
can make
I
those
am a
Mega
dreadnought.
3 damage, is what
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
saying.
I think it's super great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
But
great for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
So
also,
that's a yes.
I also think that it's great for Anthony. I think Anthony's way too experienced at the massive hammer that he's wielding to
Yeah.
have that Orcless be.
Yeah, that is the
Gonna
other
be
part.
running
Mark
himself.
does not have a ton of reps with orcs.
And
Yeah.
I think that Kilton will outskill him in orcs.
Yep.
I agree with
I would
that.
say it's a yes for.
He has
I think
two
it's yes,
Death
but close
Copters.
potentially for
Yeah.
Kilt.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause it's a hammer.
Do we know? All right, here's a question. Do we know what 5 tables we have to choose from?
We are not really, and
No.
we're not gonna get to do that part of this.
Okay, so we're not doing table picks.
No, because we're assigning tables based on who people want to see on stream.
Okay, just because I'm gonna be honest, if we can orcs with or without forest is vastly different armies.
Okay.
Yep.
It's literally half damage. Like if we put dreadnoughts in forest, you can try to get a 70-point win.
Okay. Every table is going to have forests, but like we can't count on that. We're just not going to get to pick tables for this. It's
Okay.
just not going to work
All
that
right.
way.
Yeah.
All right, so I will not factor that into my plans. All right, so Colin, that's an easy yes. Just going through the list real quick before I ask everyone else. It's a Mega Boss who's not a Truck Boss, 4 Mega Knobs who are Truck Boys, 3 units of 5 Storm Boys, they are OBSEC. It's a Mega Boss who is a Truck Boss, Snickrot, 10 Commandos, 3 Squig Buggies, one of them's +1 to wound, 2 units of 3 Def Coptas. A Def Copta is 2d3 shots that are damage 3 missile launcher.
-2.
So ballistic skill 5. So rolling that frickin' slot machine and seeing what happens.
Stand in a forest if you can.
Stand in the forest if you can, and if so, then they hit on 6s and life is good. And if not, they hit on 5s and I don't know. We'll find out what orcs do. There's the Dino Boss who's a Blood Axe. He's -1 to wound and he's tough. He's really tough.
Yeah, he's a feel no pain and he's -1 damage, and then in Holm, that guy's gonna be a pain. in the
Yeah,
ass to
so
kill.
so it'll be very hard to kill him. 10 Truck Boys. They are trucks. 5 Commando, 4 War Bikes, and then a 1 truck.
Yep.
So only. Is there a second? There's 2 trucks in here total. Okay. So it's a lot of MSU, a little bit of shooting. The Warbikers are like 40 shots each in half range, which is annoying, but they're also fragile. So like,
That type of stuff does tend to just murder
Well,
elves.
I would be okay into that.
It's
Okay.
easier to say it's 13 strength 5 hits.
yeah,
Because
On average.
when you hear 40, it's a lot. But like,
that's 2. So 13 strength 5 hits, and they're AP dash.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he's. I didn't look. What's his war boss at the top?
Like his Warlord.
Yeah. What's the word?
It's a law regular.
Okay, regular.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's never gonna go up.
Yeah. Okay.
Those
So
guys are just gonna be doing objectives. Like most of his list is doing janky objective stuff.
yeah, so it's a lot of janky objective stuff. A decent amount of OBSEC. The Storm Boys there to missile onto objectives.
I would not
Retrieval,
agree.
it's relatively easy to get 10s on though, because you have so many in your zone. So this list is not as great for this mission.
I wouldn't underestimate the Warbikers in melee if you have fragile stuff. It is quite a few
Mhm.
attacks in the
Yeah.
law.
Yeah. they're good
So
at picking
so
up-
are the Death Coptas are like 9 attacks each for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to run out of time at this pace, John.
Okay.
We should probably move on from
Sure.
doing the Matrix for Mark and get on to the next player.
All right. So real quick, Michael, you think you're okay into that?
Yep.
We think Rich is going to be good into this. He
I
has
think
an
so.
extra Squig
Yeah.
Buggy. Good. Okay.
What about you, John? Bracket?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah,
I think I'm good here.
Is good different than yes, or is it?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
I do it by the spot in the Matrix.
Okay.
Anthony,
Good.
good?
Good. Yeah, probably good.
Okay.
You can, some things will die. It'll
Yeah.
be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's go to Alex's Barbed Hair Duel list.
Just put a yes for me.
Okay. Yeah. that's
Al-
100%
Darren-
accurate.
Nick's not going to let that happen.
No, he won't. This is much better for me than I thought.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this as an okay for me. There are still Hive Guard, which is a pain in the butt, but he doesn't have melee that can come in and wreck me, and that's actually really important because he has no melee units that are like good enough to just wreck me. Like a big unit of Gene Stealers is awful for Sisters because I'm just T3 1 wound. So let's not do that. Let's do okay because Hive Guard are still a pain.
I don't love that.
No,
Michael-
because of out of phase models.
Yeah, he has the Psychers, but he
He's got a couple different.
has a
things.
couple different things, and then his acolytes are all 5-mans, so it's not near. There's no drop and shoot
Yeah.
potential here.
No.
But
So
still
just,
mortals.
we'll call. Yeah, say no. But I mean, if I
But
get
if
stuck
you
with
can-
it, that's
you can
life.
Shoot psychic and
I
punch
will
all
say that
effectively.
Alex has never beaten me.
Um,
I feel like Kilton's actually really good for that. Because his heroes can just missile down the
Yeah.
big stuff.
Yeah,
They have Titanic, right? Or no?
they are not Titanic.
Okay, well, at any rate, still.
Yeah,
They're
he
monsters
can.
and they have all the vehicle and monster stuff.
Yeah, so.
I feel like Hive Guard are going to be really good at clearing out.
Yeah.
But they'll just die to rocket trucks.
They ignore IP 1 and 2, so if they're in
But
cover,
they
they do.
They have the thing.
Yeah.
They have the thing. So they'll be against rocket trucks. They're going to be ignoring the -1 damage because all of these guns are strength 8. I actually feel like this can kill orcs at a decent pace.
Yeah.
It's can it deal with the MSU part is what I'm wondering.
He can handle the MSU. 'Cause I worry about him scoring because he's going to lose so much so quickly.
Yeah, Kiltonus?
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about that as well.
That's my concern.
Anthony, how do you feel about this?
No LOS shooting as a rule of thumb makes my frail elf folk
Yeah.
a little worried.
You can always
Do
lightning
you start
fast
with
those.
people on foot?
No, it's all in
Because
boats.
the record trucks aren't going to open the raiders up.
No, we're talking about the Tyranids.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're talking about
Yeah,
Alex here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But
Yep.
if he opens the truck, then, or opens the
Raider.
Raider,
And then he double shoots.
then double shoots to kill you.
And-
Lightning fast is really good into Symbiote Stormed Exit.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
though
well,
because
that's fair.
the first one you kind of turn off. I feel like this is fine, but it's not
It's not
amazing.
ideal.
So wait, let's be clear though. That's gonna be the matchup that Alex is the most prepared for because he's been practicing over and over and over against Drukari.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just as to be aware of.
Yeah, I would put that as like probably the one I'm least
Okay.
least excited about, least like favorable.
Also, you're gonna try to hammer, and Alex is gonna jank, and it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like Alex isn't gonna hammer you. He's gonna do the
Yeah,
the
oh,
bullshit
he's gonna
thing where he
slip it
doesn't
away.
engage
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Who's the next
Alright.
on the list?
The next person to talk about is Brad's Dark Eldar.
I
Okay.
don't want that mirror.
No. All right.
You know that matchup, but for me, better than you do. Better than I
It
do.
is good for you.
Yeah.
If you go first, it's amazing. If not,
It'll be. I'll
it'll be
blunt
clo-
him.
you can blunt him and make it close.
Yeah.
You just need to defend your objectives and shoot him off his.
Right.
I would have a bad game against it.
Okay. I fully agree with that.
2
So
units
that's a
of
no.
Elegance is really bad for you.
Well, plus poison.
This is the one that
How do
like
we
here's
feel
five
about-
rolls.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
least feel like I understand.
I'm like,
I
no,
feel
that's
like
not favorable.
orcs are actually good here because the Brad doesn't have a great way to kill the Wreck Trucks other than going right at him. Wreck Trucks scoop Hellions at an ungodly pace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
he
why,
has-
well, he has 2 units, which is Nightmare Fuel, because he normally like the answer to that when you have 1 is you lightning fast them. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But he has 2 units.
You can immediately split off
Yeah,
and
well, you
do.
just go like, all right, the rest go here.
No, that makes a good point.
I think Rich is who we want into this. Frankly, I think Rich or Colin.
Yeah.
If he, yeah, because if Rich can turn this into a even close.
I do not like this one for me. This is probably the worst one here for me. I definitely can play it and I can make it close, and putting me into Brad and calling that a close game is not bad. But because he has Hellions, he has melee that's fast enough to reach me without being in the I hit him first category, which is annoying because most Dark Eldar I can just be like, my threat range is 25, period. That's better than your advance and charge. Hellions are fast enough.
Yep.
But this is a problem. If you happens to roll +2 advance, then it's like, or +2 move, it's like, oh god.
Yeah.
So that one's a little harder for me.
Well, which of us can actually play Brad close?
Uh,
Because Brad's the thing where then we need to blunt. He's not gonna. we're not gonna wreck
What
him.
I'm expecting is that we're gonna try to pin Brad between Colin and Rich,
Okay.
and just try to blunt him that way, make him pick, because I think he'll pick the orcs.
He's in the
Because Nick has seen what happens when the Ultramarines play against
I
Dark
think
Eldar.
that-
He's
I-
not gonna let that happen.
I think when we talk about pairing strategy, I think that the Ultramarines is actually a fun mind F for.
It is because
Because
Nick.
he also thinks that I'm gonna wreck the sisters.
Yes.
Because he saw it yesterday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we did that. See, that was part of my plan, Colin.
Hold on.
That was all my plan all along.
All pawns in my game.
Yeah, no, he's gonna try to offer someone up as a sacrifice to the Ultramarines. We just need to make sure that you don't get paired into Mitch and we're good. I'm gonna put that as okay for me because I will keep that scoreboard close and I can win that game. It will not be easy and I won't blow him out in any scenario.
Okay.
What's the last one?
Last one is Nick on Sisters.
And I'm good into that, we think, and we also think Nick will avoid it.
I think you are very good into that because
I actually think I have an okay game into it.
I agree.
He has
I
one
agree.
threat.
Yeah. But
And
that's
I can-
Skyfall
I can
starts
deal
at fucking Nightmare.
It will ruin his life.
Yeah.
It's every unit within X, right?
It's
Or-
3 units, but it doesn't need LOS, and
It's
it
like
just
a-
bomb, and I can do it twice or maybe up to 3 times. It just keeps bombing him, dude. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
I agree. I think that you are good there. Colin's good there.
I've seen
I think Rich is good here,
like
too.
the multi-
I agree.
builds into
I think he has a lot to push
fuck.
Nick out of his comfort
Yeah.
zone.
Yep.
And T5, as a whole, gives him a unique kind of defense that most of the sisters
Mm-hmm.
have trouble with.
And I do have a good tool for popping rhinos, which is unusual.
Into the Sisters. I mean, you can try to run him over,
Yeah, I
but that
won't
is
be-
risky.
I won't be the hammer that we want
Cherry Hammer
my list
Kings
to
if
be
you wanna give them
in
more
that.
Yeah.
Whereas I definitely can do that more into others. I
Mm-hmm.
can. It depends on how. Like, I don't expect Nick to get rattled by me just being like, "Boom!"
No, he-
That's what I'm saying. So like.
Nick is good at taking a punch and pulling a win out of it.
Almost
Yeah.
wants you to do that. That's hers.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I
So,
think,
like,
yeah, Colin, Michael, Rich all have good pairings into Nick. I think I would rather put, again, Michael or Rich into him. Anthony, I think,
I think you should put me into him because Rich is good elsewhere and he's a good player.
Yeah,
Whereas
I
I'm
can-
wasting next time, which is awesome.
I want you to,
I
you
would
to
love-
take advantage of Nick's conservative playstyle and make this a very tight game.
I
That's
think
a victory.
Michael playing Nick is the best possible future time.
I agree. I'm gonna put my, I'm gonna put myself as okay. I can win this game, but it's very mirror-y. I have more fast melee threats, and I'm faster than Nick is, because his Repentia do not advance in charge, mine do. I have 4 flying units, he has 2. In exchange, he has more sisters on objectives, which don't come anywhere near me at any point in the game.
Yeah, it's not gonna be super
And I have more,
powerful.
and I also shoot better than he does.
Okay.
So I'm putting myself as okay, but I can win that game. Anthony, I'll put you as okay. I don't think we want you here. So
Nick's
Colin?
gonna be very ready for that.
Colin, I have you as yes into Nick, yes into Brad, yes into Alex, yes into Mark, okay into Mitch, which means we're changing Mitch to a no because we just don't want you here.
Okay. Ooh, ultra memes.
Yeah, Michael, I have you as yes into Nick, no into Brad, no into Alex, okay into Mark, yes into Mitch.
Okay.
That sounds good?
Yeah, but you can
All
put
right.
me as yes into Mark if you need to. I mean, it's fine.
But I'd rather do these two,
Sure,
and
okay.
we need something to show in the middle, so I'm okay with okay.
If we get you into Nick and me into Mitch, I think that's...
I think
That's
a
where we
good-
wanna
that's a
be.
good scenario.
Um, Totally not rich. I have you as yes into Nick,
Yeah.
yes into Brad.
Mhm.
And then I have you as okay into Alex, yes into Mark, no into Mitch.
The only
Um,
thing that I caveat there is I think the level of player between Brad and Rich is pretty far from each other. So he may be able to take
Very
advantage there,
possible, yeah.
But he's like list-wise very ahead, so I don't know.
Okay.
So the least
I'd put okay.
thing I'm sure about in that pile.
Yeah. So we'll change that to okay. Alright, so the way this is looking right now, I think someone's getting sacrificed into Brad.
I think so too.
And we're not trying to beat Brad, we're trying to blunt Brad as much as possible.
Right.
And that means whoever plays into Brad should look into it with that mindset of the getting points, some points.
That puts Rich back up to more of a
That,
good
that,
standing. Like,
yeah.
he can play that close for sure.
Okay, then back to yes. All right, so from a list strategy here thing, what we can do, or from a pairing strategy, I am okay across the board. I'm a yes into Mark, I'm an okay into the other 4. I frankly am okay just kind of leaving myself for last and just seeing what I pair into. I can
Right.
play any of these lists, I will get good points, I will not blow out any of these points. My list is designed to grind.
Okay.
But no one here is going to blow me out.
Okay.
Unless, if this happens, I'm so sorry. But it really shouldn't. If I do my job, it won't happen.
Alright.
Colin, I think we use you to bully and try to pick the pairings we want.
Yep.
So who are we throwing down is the question.
Yeah. Who's-
Anthony, I have
are
you
gonna
as.
use it as the person in the worst situation? Is that your plan?
Honestly, it's Michael and Anthony are in the worst situations from a pairings perspective. I think, however, that we can kind of save. The problem is that if we throw out a Michael, and they answer with Brad and Alex, that's just 2 bad matchups for Michael.
But Brad's the worst of it for sure. Alex, I'd give him a little bit of a game.
Yeah.
So
There's also, we could throw you at Brad and just say, get points, keep close, because you have a lot of, your stuff is OBSEC, right?
no.
No, never mind.
I have
What
one
is,
OBSEC no, it is all OBSEC. Never mind.
it's all OBSEC? Okay,
OBSEC
I
and
was
free
about
move.
to say, I'm like, what the hell else is there?
It is all OBSEC, but
Great.
there's just not much of it. It's
Yeah,
all
so he can outnumber you, and he has a lot of troops because Dark Elder Life. So we don't want that at all. That would just be a sacrifice if that happens. And if it happens, I'm going to ask you to score points, but no pressure
Okay.
to win.
Understood. And it takes him off the table. Which
And
is
it takes him off the table, which we need to do. I think
Maybe with Michael?
the most logical person to put down,
Do we know that we're leaving?
we don't.
Okay.
Well, I mean, so we're each putting down one person at the same time. We don't know who the other's putting down. So we'll, like, flip it simultaneously. So, like, if I put down you and they put down Alex, we would both be like, we put someone down, flip. And then we'd show it that way. So I feel like Anthony's the most...
And then he has to pick 2 people for that.
Yeah.
checkpoint.
Because Anthony, you're okay into Nick.
Yep.
You don't want Brad.
Fine. Brad is the nightmare.
Brad's the nightmare. Question, is Brad a nightmare because you're going to lose it no matter what, or because it's volatile?
Both.
Because if it's volatile, they won't want it either.
It can be volatile. Like,
Yeah.
His list is better
Equipped to kill yours?
typically in the mirror.
How many Chronos do you have again?
6.
Okay. He did destroy Nick's 6 Chronos list twice at ACO.
Yeah.
With very close to this.
Yeah.
And Nick's stance was that he couldn't do anything about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is something Brad wants and you don't. Because
Yeah.
some things we want to avoid is because it's coin flip and like they both will bounce. Like anything could happen.
Right.
Like that's why I don't want to play Nick because anything could happen. It could go bad one way or another.
Yeah.
If yours is just bad for you all the time, then we're avoiding
I
it.
believe it will generally be bad.
All right. So we're gonna avoid that.
The degree to which, like, I can beat some of the other lists relative to how bad that one is
Yeah.
feels like a wasted use of the thing.
I think we put down. The other thing we can do is we can put down myself and just have me try to take someone off the board.
What do we think they're
Well,
gonna
if you're good across the board, then that makes sense.
I'm moderate across
Who
the
do you
board.
think?
which-
Who do you think Nick will lead with?
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if he led with Mitch, just as like a let's take something off and get points. That depends on how confident Mitch is into Drukari, and how confident he is
He's
into
not
Necrons.
confident in Drukari.
All right, and how scared is he of Necrons?
not?
Not at all.
Zero.
I don't think
Eh.
anybody's going to take Michael seriously on that whole team.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Which is an advantage for us.
That's hey, I have faith. You got this, Michael.
Surprise!
Um,
I'm not feeling that way.
No,
That's how they feel. Just
we've
so
we've
we're
got
clear.
this.
A
So
man with that great of a beard cannot be bad at 40K.
exactly.
He might not have it much longer.
Oh no.
You were sitting so perfectly for that Pickles that I looked back at it. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so if they don't respect Michael, then Mitch makes sense as a throwdown. If they do, they won't. Is the thing.
I don't even think it makes a ton of, because like there's definitely a world where they see me as like the go, and then me and Mitch is obviously quite bad.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't think that, but like,
Well, Nick's style of choosing is more to focus on the players, right?
We could also throw down Colin and just have him pick not Mitch. But then we lose the advantage of using Colin to control pairings for later.
in the pairings is
I
a
think
big
you're
advantage.
probably our second throwdown,
I think
if
you
I'm
put me
being
down
honest.
first. Just
Yeah.
use me as bait. I'll
Um,
either eat Chester or Mitch, and that's taking bad matchups off the board.
if they do it the way we would, and we put you down, they would answer with Brad and Alex.
Perfect.
My fear is that they put down Mitch, and then we have to counter with him and someone else who they'll pick, because they would pick. And at that point, that may be me and me just trying to outplay Mitch, which is what
You
we can
just
do.
will.
I have to go in there and outscore him, which I can do.
wait, why
So.
did you
I
have to play Mitch at that stage?
Because they will never pick you into the Dark Eldar.
Oh,
Because if
okay.
they put
Into the
down
Dark
if they
Angels.
put down Mitch as their defender, we put forth two attackers. It's you and someone else, and they will never pick
Pick
you.
me,
So
right.
we're choosing who they pick.
Correct.
So we put down you, and we don't want it to be orcs.
We don't want
It's
it
a
to be
waste of Colin, so it's me.
Or me. I could also do.
But then
no,
if you're
but
the
at first,
defender,
right.
that's the scenario I want to avoid. Because I want Mitch to choose between you two and just call it a day.
I think
Right.
John might have done this before.
I believe Rich,
Yeah, he's
Rich
3 steps
being
ahead.
put forward is decent. He doesn't have.
Yeah,
any
he doesn't have any
no
bad
trap
ones.
in.
He's. I think as long as we accept that Brad is getting thrown a sacrifice and we're just moving on to that fact, I think that's okay. We just don't want him to play Mitch.
Yeah.
We can choose a not Mitch out of this, and it'll be fine.
I think,
I definitely
and
think
we
that's
also know
well-
they're starting with Mitch, so if they lay Mitch down.
Yeah,
first,
if
we
they
get
lay
two
down
choices.
if they lay down Mitch, then
For what
we
it's worth, there's
yeah,
definitely
start.
one where like the orcs just stuff the Dark Angels in like one
Yeah,
objective.
well, the
and
thing
they're
is-
just like, you're staying here. And
They do
you're
that,
gonna
but the
get
Dark
5.
Angels actually still win on points because he
Correct.
doesn't have like the
Right.
blast. He isn't built for
Yeah.
that game to happen.
Yeah.
At least not as far as
That
I
Dark
can
Angels
tell. He may have a plan that I don't
2
get.
points in assassinate, by the way.
There's 7 characters.
7 characters.
No wonder there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Plus 22.
Okay.
We have 5
That's
minutes,
what I
and
said.
Nick's going to be here to do parents.
All right. I think we lead with Rich. I think you guys are right. I think Rich is who we lead with.
Yeah, and he's not here, so it's
He's
fine.
exactly. So he's getting thrown into the
We're
garbage.
on stream right now.
Oh,
You
sorry.
can calm it down just a little bit.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
All
Very
right.
much a
So
joke.
profanity aside, I think he makes the most sense because he's very even across the board. They won't put something in where he has a terrible matchup. I mean, if we put him into Alex, I think it's fine. But also, Alex probably
Where'd
won't
you go? I
want
can't
it
see you.
because Rucka trucks are good into
But the dreadnoughts won't.
Hiveguard. Hiveguard are good into Rucka trucks.
Well, the Rutgers
No one
aren't
wants
good in
that.
Discover.
What's that?
They ignore AP 1 and 2, so
Yeah.
they're not good.
Make him
at
take saves.
Yeah, he's gonna take 4.
He hits on
right?
4s. Hits on 4s. Make him take a bunch of saves. And if you can do a couple wounds, that's it.
You only have to take out a few high.
Once you take out 2 or 3, they're no longer worth
Yeah.
buffing, and that's it.
Yeah.
Also, I think that Alex is missing a lot of mission plays. I think what we do is if we pair that one, we tell Kilton to ignore the Hive Guard and go after murdering the Obsec because he has 5-man Gene Stealers and nothing else.
Yeah, they'll just die.
And once we kill that, it's just bodies running over the place and scoring. And I think we can limit Alex to score enough that it will not be a blowout one way or another, and I think that's fine.
Rich's list also has like a weird density of wounds and a bunch of them.
You're shaking your head, and I don't know if that's because you're disagreeing with me.
No, you're right.
Okay, all right. I want disagreement if you have it.
No, I don't have it. I was
Wonderful.
thinking, I'm like three topics ahead of where you are thinking
Okay.
about.
So
other things.
Rich is our first one. I'm planning on Colin being our second defender because at all costs, Colin not into Mitch.
Yeah.
Because anyone else, I feel very confident that Colin will
It's like me
execute,
in
get it
every
done.
tournament.
Nope, Colin into Mitch is what we want to avoid. That's the
Yeah.
worst case scenario. So we're going to avoid that. So Colin's probably our second defender.
Yeah, 'cause you're so strong.
We'll see. He is. And it's also because of the mental part. Nick is going to...
45-minute game against my
Yeah, Nick is going to avoid Colin at all costs going into Chester.
Well, he's got the.
Because Colin has a 50-50 shot of
eliminating
putting him
Chester
in the
from-
grave.
yeah.
And that wins us the round.
Yeah.
If we happen to get that and Colin just coin flips, knocks out their best player and gets a high score in it, we're in a great spot.
I'm practicing. Oh, I threw it on the ground.
Oh no, don't do
I'm
that.
practicing.
You always need more practice.
Ooh.
Oh,
I gotta practice.
okay, we just lost. Hey!
All right, I'm stopping.
All right.
I'm stopping where I'm at.
Yeah, you
All right.
keep this dice going
So-
into that game.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
we're in a
I rolled
group.
this earlier.
All right, so I think we're in agreement then on the game plan.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it. So Rich first. Then we don't
In
have-
3 minutes, you're gonna get to see us do with pairings.
Yep. I think I'm good. So as soon as Nick walks over, I'm here for it. I like this. All right, this is a good game plan. We'll see how it works.
It's gonna be
I have a
good.
feeling this is going to end up with me going into Chester and blunting points, and we're going to see how that goes. I can, is the nice part.
Yes, being able to do it.
Being able to do it is very important for this game plan.
Yes.
Be good. Don't be bad.
Don't be bad. All right, we're going to try it.
Roll well.
All right, send
I
it.
rolled this earlier.
Send me
I'd
a
like it
Nick.
to be my-
Yeah,
I'd
I'm
like
gonna
to make
hold
my
on
go
to
first.
this.
then.
Yeah. Yeah, can I keep this for later?
I'd like to save this for later.
I'll lend you my miracle dice. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Maybe the next district's expansion should allow them to get miracle dice to let them go first.
Pre-game.
I'll do it.
Like
Yeah.
it's something.
I'd like to use a miracle dice for my go first.
I'll actually save it for the C's. Don't worry.
Yes.
Stash it up.
Nick should stash it up. We need to ask Nick what donation level we need to hit for him to shave down to a mustache.
Just the stash.
Just the stash.
I'm cool with that. I do find talking to Nick when he has just the mustache to be very uncomfortable.
It is. Yes. Living with him is worse. Don't worry.
should be able to hear us.
All right.
That seems like a figured it
Roll a
out
dice in case it
situation.
matters. I don't think it does.
Trying to fix the stream, but okay.
Good job. What do you want?
Cool.
All right. So
How are we doing this?
I'm writing down my first defender.
I don't have paper or a pen.
Oh, there's tiny pieces of paper right here, Nick. Here, Nick.
Ah, perfect.
Strips of paper.
Even better. Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm doing
Oh, all right.
One moment.
I had this.
Oh, that's not. I wrote the wrong person down.
I'm excited.
I know, me too. Oh man, this table's the perfect height.
It's not. It's not. It just doesn't.
But just because you can't reach the middle of it.
Yeah, I know. You want me to put it here? Yeah. Nothing. I have to play here. I forget.
Hold on.
Now I'm ready. I'm
You
dense.
were a dense little man, aren't you?
I told you.
Brad and Anthony
That was impressive.
Yeah, I'm dense. I'm built like an orc.
Yeah. All right, do we have it?
We good.
All right, everybody. Here we go.
All right.
Who
Have
is
fun.
who are we leading with?
John's defending with Richard's Orcs.
All right. And we have Tyranids.
Yep.
Team huddle.
I don't think we can.
We're not doing that. All right.
I think we're just good. No, the
You just huddled for 45 minutes.
I know, but I like more huddles.
There's so much thinking happening right now.
What's going on?
This is the best part about teams. It's so good. There's so much nuance.
Go to Vegas like next month.
I know.
I know.
That's explains your weird dreams.
You drew them on your fingertips. You're like, all right, boys.
Don't talk back to me.
Yeah. Come on, Nick.
On everything, it's just like someone's like, shut up, jokes.
Oh yeah.
You already know what to do.
It was a little more
You doing this?
complicated, but I think I got
So
there.
fur, yeah.
So
You
you
want to
need.
double check my
So-
work?
You want two that are good
Okay.
there?
Definitely. That's one.
This is why everyone calls me
We're between 1, 2, 3, and I'm not really sure what to do. I'm
Someone
leaning
needs to.
this
That's an
just to
important
get
job.
off.
I think so too.
Hey, so that's the
Well,
captain.
I guess it's gonna force that. I bet it's gonna force
The
that.
only
I believe it will. You think that's okay?
All
right.
Mitch, but Mitch is good.
All right. Choice has been made.
All right, so I'm gonna, guys, if you could just be quiet for a second. So what's happened here is our team led with Rich Kilton, and we're now having to decide between whether we want Rich to play Mark's Orcs or Nick's Sisters. The other side of this is that Nick led with Alex's Tyranids, and he has to decide between whether the Ultra Memes or the Drukhari get to play Alex. And that's what's being decided right now.
Yes.
How much are you at Teams Events doing?
Yeah.
I know you want it.
I think I know what I want.
Yeah. What's the other one?
It's
I don't-
Mark Orcs and Nick Sisters.
I just don't think we want that. I think we have to do that.
You don't think we want this?
Is that what
just
you
a
think?
Quite frankly, I thought that we did want that.
It's always what we were
because,
talking about.
I mean,
Okay, then yes.
I think I would rather
So,
have that.
'cause this
And the
isn't
thing is, I would
that
rather leave
awesome.
this one on the board.
This is going to be
Yeah, I agree.
gone, and that's what we're left with. And then maybe they take that. Then we're fine. But
Yeah. I'm looking at who's left afterwards.
Especially if it goes the way we think it's going to go.
I believe so. Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
All right, you get this back. We're taking this one.
All right. You can have that back.
Oh shit.
Okay. So Alex and
Right.
the Tyranids are going to play, and then Nick, you're going to be playing against Rich Kilton.
Yeah, I am.
Guaranteed at 20-0. He's just like, I don't even know why they were.
All right.
So you have Michael's Necrons, your sisters, Anthony's Drukhari left.
I mean, I haven't given up a point yet to the two Tyranid players I've played. So we'll see.
Maybe they were recording all the points. 1 point.
Well, I tabled them both on the
Take them
first
out
turn.
back before they get the first roll. Like
I tabled them both on the first turn.
It got real weird. Turn 0
I'm getting the voice of Vader.
So you have remaining.
You don't even get into my deployment zone in the first.
So you have remaining Brad, Mark, and Mitch.
Yep.
Okay.
these are both happening.
Yep. So, Colin. So they have left Brad, Mitch, and Mark.
You're welcome.
I have a feeling that I think what is the best case scenario is that if this goes down, we can guarantee that he plays one of these two. Because he either has to choose between them or I choose the knot and then he pairs into them. And that's one way to get what we want. The only downside is if he goes down, he will choose here, and that's bad. But in that scenario, then it's
really
probably
depends
going
on
to end
what
up
they
being
attack,
this
depends on
there
the
and a me into that. And I think
Bradley.
That's amazing.
yeah. So I think that's what we do. All right.
Because I'm in the way of this.
It would have been perfect to actually show what you guys are doing.
One of these two.
Okay.
It's not like the other.
This option open. That's still there. This, yeah.
I think I'm not too
You
sure.
sure?
There's
You
only
wanna,
columns
you
up.
trying to get yourself here or there? Or?
I still think it's the best for the team.
What's
But
that?
the scores besides that.
The at least 50% of what that camera sees.
All right.
This is us standing in front of it.
Do it. Ha.
You guys can hear us from
I knew it.
I should have another one to choose from. Thank you.
You only get one.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Michael. Yeah.
I
So
got you.
Brad is choosing
It's
between
all,
you
you're good.
and Anthony, which is both. Someone's getting sacrificed there. Whoever he doesn't pick, see, this is now in his hands. Whoever he doesn't pick is going to play against whichever of these I don't pick. What were your feelings on orcs?
No, I'm happy with how that worked.
It's like medium.
Okay. Then that's good. I think both you and Anthony are good, so I take orcs.
Literally,
I think I can be okay.
he said first defender.
And then
He
this
said
will
first
leave
defender.
either
He was
you or
never even in
Anthony.
conversation for first defender.
Because honestly, I think Brad's going to get a solid win whoever he plays, unfortunately.
In the
Anthony,
back
come
half,
here.
it's the Wild West. You know, no
Anthony.
planning going on there. No
Anthony,
pre-planning.
come
This though,
Just making sure that I'm doing this right. So right now, Brad is choosing between you and Michael.
This is the
Whoever he
most fun
picks,
thing
I
in
think he
work.
just has a
This
very good
is.
chance of
What's
beating.
it's also like the
Whoever he
hardest to
doesn't play
like
is going to pair
stream.
into one
Because
of
like,
these
what
two,
are we
whichever I
streaming?
don't choose.
Knots? Like,
I know that this is good for you. How do you feel about this?
Fine.
Is
Well, I
either
like
of these is fine?
Anthony's
Yeah, yeah,
short enough
yep.
that the camera
Okay.
can still see us.
Yep.
Whoever stayed over there was causing
So-
a problem.
yeah.
Exactly. Colin, final decision. You guys are good?
Okay.
All right.
Final answer?
Working on.
Phone a friend. Hey,
I am phoning a friend.
by the way, if you
All
want
right,
to phone a
so
friend,
step to this side, just all the way through. Okay, so whichever of these I pick, I think I'm going to. And then whoever Brad does not pick is going to fall into the one I don't leave. I mean, I think I can do very well in either of these. I think it's better to leave the Dark Angels and just let the orcs. And just, I think I just take this.
Yeah,
Alex, I need you to
And,
go
and
first
just
and
stuff
do
here.
God's work.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to take this, destroy it, and then we'll let this happen, and we'll bottom our lives.
And who will that end up with?
This will end
If
up
you
into
can go
either,
first, well, if you can go second and do
Tempe
God's
or
work,
Anthony.
If I go second,
then
I'm fine
you're
with those.
I think this is good.
Okay.
I think. If I go first,
Four's pretty good.
All right, so
if I go first, I think
we're choosing this.
it's a decent game out of it.
Okay. You chose. You chose Necrons.
If you go first,
Okay.
I think I can.
And that leaves Dark Angels into Dark Eldar.
Yep.
Okay. So, what we're looking at then, after we just finish this, for everyone who's watching,
Good grief.
that was a box of terrain. All right.
I'm glad I evacuated my mouth.
Okay. All right. So recapping where we ended up here. Brad's just recapping where we ended up. Nick's team put down Brad, and I put down myself and my sisters. You chose between Michael's Necrons and Anthony's Dark Eldar, and you chose the Necrons to play into Brad's Drukhari. So it's Brad's Drukhari into Necrons. And then I am playing my sisters. I chose Mark's Orcs, so I'm going to play against Mark, and that leaves the final game remaining as Anthony's Dark Eldar into Mitch playing Dark Angels. So Darks going into each other. So the 5 games are Alex Tyranids into Colin Marines, Nick's sisters into Rich's Orcs, my sisters into Mark's Orcs, Brad's Drukhari into Necrons, and Anthony's Dark Eldar into Mitch's Dark Angels. Those are the 5 games.
Cool.
Okay?
Nick and John, which of these 3 games do you think will be the most interesting for the stream?
So which 3 of these 5 do we think are most
I
interesting?
think it should be one of these two because they're the same match.
Yeah, we should not do both of these.
You should not do Sisters and Orcs twice. So pick
I
whichever one of those.
honestly, unbiased, think this is more interesting because there's so many different ways to watch me play Mark.
Let's do it.
Okay, so
no
this
offense,
is
Mark.
on stream.
Yeah.
This is not on stream.
I don't.
Next.
I don't think this is going to be interesting at all. Half the time.
I think it's going to be
Very
I
interesting.
think it will be very interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Half the time.
unfortunately,
But I also play on stream all the time though. So like
you should not be on stream.
Okay.
I'm fine with two.
This, I
any
think
of the
this one
next.
should definitely be on stream. This one's cool.
I agree.
Okay.
And they're saying they shouldn't be on stream.
Correct. No, we should.
Okay, so then then Alex
Okay.
and I will be on
So
stream.
Drukhari into Necrons
Okay.
is not a stream game.
If we play our
Okay.
game like we should be playing our game, a lot of nothings.
All right. Give me this. I'll get this scheduled. I'll get this set up.
All right,
All right.
awesome.
Perfect.
Good luck.
You too.
All right, guys. We can cut the stream, and then I want to. It's 1:33. If
You're
you guys
doing your
don't